Going on to you, Aquarius. So someone is definitely getting what it is that they deserve. Look, you have the Nine of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Justice. Okay. Now remember what it is that I said before. Okay. Libra and Aquarius are interchangeable. So sometimes you could swap out 7 and 11, right? Libra and Aquarius. So it's quite ironic, right? And what I mean by that is someone didn't really take who you were, right? They didn't think of it as being very important. So a lot of you Aquarius is like, you know what? That's fine, right? Nine of Pentacles, remaining calm. The Lovers, the Justice. Since they didn't take you seriously, a lot of you Aquarius is like, okay, cool. You're letting the other person respect you and build admiration for you by not being around. And what I mean by that is because you were trying to get to know them, they didn't take you seriously. They didn't respect you, right? However, they didn't. Could have cheated on you. Could have, made you feel small while you were getting to know them. You, Aquarius, is like, okay, cool. This relationship is over. You stop talking to them. And every day that goes by, they're finding out more and more and more the value, especially if you were Aquarius that was bringing in value to them. They're finding out just how much time and attention you were really bringing to them, and effort and overall value that you were bringing to them. So now they really feel stupid for losing you in the first place. Now the Three of Wands and the High Priestess now is about how even though you're doing your own thing, right, which is the Three of Wands, you're still planning on in the future dating other people. The High Priestess represents the person that you broke up with, still very much so attached to you and thinking about you quite a lot. Because that's exactly how it is sometimes. Sometimes someone doesn't really take you seriously, so they disrespect you. They say that you're not worth this, you're not really worth that. So what do? You Aquarius is like, okay, fine, since you want to be like that, I'll be scarce. And that's how it is, right? A lot of people overvalue themselves, especially in the dating pool today, into thinking that they can treat people any way that they want to, and everyone that they interact with is just going to stay there and be like, okay, I'm going to accept the disrespect, right? I'm going to accept the ignorance. I'm going to accept the fact that you don't see me as a living being, you see me as an object. Obviously, that's not right. That's not just. So what happens when you leave them? Now it's deal with all those options, but you have one less option. And the truth is, people who think like that, they really can't deal with it when any options leave, unless they tell those options to leave, right? The control element. And even when they tell those options to leave, they really want those options that they're treating like trash to stay, not go. But when you, Aquarius, actually decided to leave these people alone, and you was like, okay, fine, I ain't got to be around this. Now, every day that goes by, at first, it was easy to them. Now, every day that goes by, it's like, oh, okay, wow, this Aquarius really did dip out on me. They really did leave me in the dust. I was stupid for this. So now the Page of Wands, right, and the Eight of Wands represents now, right, and the Four of Wands. Now you, Aquarius, may be getting to know other people, right? If not, you haven't necessarily met up with anyone in particular yet. You're open to meet new people, right? Now that you're open to meet new people, the Page of Wands represents you're able to actually go out there, have fun, talk to new people. You don't have this would-be significant other that does not respect you. And then you have the Eight of Wands, which represents, since this is the case, the Eight of Wands is also about becoming honest with oneself, right? Not just being celebrated, but becoming honest with oneself, right? You Aquarius now know that somebody can act like they're the one and then switch up at the drop of a dime. And yeah, absolutely. That's something that is absolutely 100% true. People can switch up at the drop of a dime all the time. Sometimes I get comments in the comment section that talk about how, this is not foolproof. No, absolutely not. I will admit it's not foolproof. Nothing is foolproof at the end of the day, right? But at the same time, you want to make sure that you get close to 100% as possible. And yes, sometimes people act like they're perfect just so that they can switch up later. But at the same time, you have to understand that when that happens, it's ultimately really not your problem, right? Like if you were putting your best foot forward and continuing to put your best foot forward, because that's all it is that you can really ask for. When you keep putting your best foot forward, even when it's difficult for you to do so, and then the person put their best foot forward up until a point, and then they started to get lazy and lazy and lazy, and then they completely showed you, they flipped a hard flip when now they started acting like the enemy. That's not your problem. You did not do anything to cause that, So the Chariot now and the Empress now represents you just continue to move forward and talk to other people, because the Empress represents you shouldn't even want this person back anyway, right? You should be able to dub them, tell them, nah, F off, because they had their opportunity and they really did blow it. The Chariot represents you Aquarius, honestly should feel proud of yourselves because you really did try. You really did put your best foot forward. And sometimes, being as an Aquarius, it can be messed up because you will know the future, right? Because Aquarius deals with the future, tarot cards. But anyway, Aquarius deals with the future. So like you can understand the trajectory of the future, where something is going to go or where someone is going to go. And you'll try to warn the person like, hey, listen, let's not go here. Let's diverge. Let's go to a different direction that ends up being beneficial to us. They won't listen, right? When it comes to relationships, it's the same way. You'll tell them, just respect me, all this stuff. They'll be like, oh yeah, cool. Then they don't. Then you Aquarius are like, tell you one last time, respect me, whatever. Then you Aquarius bounce and you go, all right, okay, fine, whatever. Now all of a sudden, especially if you were bringing in value to their life, now they feel some type of way. Because now it's like, I should have really have acted like I had some form of common sense. Maybe this Aquarius would have still been in my life. But at that point, you got to understand the Aquarius mindset. Aquarius, either on both sides, either Aquarius, right? Aquarius takes a little bit of a while to warm up to you, right? A lot of times when it comes to Aquarius, they don't really like, kind of like Virgo, they don't really like saying a whole lot at first, right? They kind of like to keep a mental distance, right? Even if they around in your vicinity, they hanging out with you, don't say too much, test you out, feel you out. And then over time, now it's like, okay, now I know you a little bit more. So now I can feel comfortable to associate with you, talk to you, actually make my presence, make you aware that I'm here, tell you, talk to you, stuff like this. So when a person betrays you, it took a long time in the first place. Like I said before, air signs and earth signs are very much so a lot alike, right? Because the earth signs are pretty much the exact same way. All of the earth signs are like that, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, takes a while for either of those three zodiac signs, earth signs, for them to warm up to you. So it's like Aquarius in that sense. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the Empress. So you have the Six of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and then you have the Knight of Swords. So, okay, so for you Aquarius, the Six of Wands and the Five of Pentacles, yeah, like you've made up your mind. You're not talking to them again. Even if they were to come back, maybe some of them started to send you little mistaken text messages, right? They give you the BS text message where they say, hey, and then they act like they didn't really text you, even though they actually meant to text you, but they testing the waters. Regardless of whether or not they were doing that, you Aquarius, whether or not they contacted you is irrelevant. You Aquarius are not going back. You Aquarius are very much so, you're making up your mind. You're not going backwards. You're not doing the reach back, right? You're not trying to go back and try to see if things would work, because a lot of you Aquarius realize that it's a waste of time. How many of you have tried to do the reach back, tried to reach back out, talk to somebody who you stopped talking to, and then they turned out to be the exact same treacherous, dysfunctional person, but they just made it look like they were getting their stuff together? And a lot of you Aquarius got to stop falling for that trick, right? You got to stop falling for that okie doke. If a person messes you up, sometimes it's a good idea to accept people back, but then sometimes it's also a good idea as well for you to leave them where they are, one and done it, right? Dub them forever. And you Aquarius have to be the one to be the judge of that. The Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords represents, and it really depends, right? Like, how much does this person actually plan on improving? So you really do have to just test the waters with people and find out if they're really being serious and if they have a track record of really being 100 with you. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I just want to say thank you to 9,100 subscribers, 9,100. Appreciate it so much. We back in a race towards that 10,000 mark, yo. We have less than 1,000 subs. Peace.